Excuse me.
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiancé?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why, either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often, she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, if I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Anyway, all of that, well, that's everything I know of.
All right, well, thanks for
You're welcome.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom...
You're kidding.
I don't know anymore. But what if? Just hypothetically.
Called it. Seriously.
Oh, please. Weren't you the...
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you. We're actually quite interested in this topic.
You've come to the right people. Yep. He was a great man. I was right up close and didn't...
I saw him perform too. Sometimes he even got the kid. But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out, as I'm sure you know,
Whatever the case, now that the weasel is back, I bet Gemma must be pleased. No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's...
So that's Gemma. Wait. It looks...
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid, we mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern.
My name is Linny, and this...
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. I promise you can trust us.
I never...
Huh. I suspected as much.
No, not that I know of.
Got it. All right. Sorry for disturbing you.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of... In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here. Over here.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe right now. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. Today we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo. When Caesar passed before long, I had to pull a...
You neglected to mention that...
My apologies. These...
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians.
Much obliged, sir. Yesterday morning, I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the weasel and he's been...
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up.
Possibility, it's the weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a...
Oh, sir, I'm honored. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or...
Your pride?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel...
What would that accomplish? And what are the events of 10 years ago?
Uh-oh. This is getting...
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you!
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on! You can't be...
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask...
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had...
Oh, hey! This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed, never heard a and he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot old.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget...
Sorry.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Linny, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather...
Totally. And well, he's gotta be hiding something.
I think so too. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about... You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to...
So, he was serious?
Hey! Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs.
What kind of...
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need. And that's not a good sign.
And there he goes.
Shh. I think... Don't say anything and don't look back. Any alt... You followed us a long way. What?
So you're Linny. And where's your save us the trouble and go fetch?
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister! Who sent you, huh?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't.
Looks like we can't. Now, I'm not the strongest fighter, so I.
Don't worry, we got.
And voila!
I see everything! Speed of light!
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble.
Come on, let's scram!
Hurry, wise guys! We ain't through with you! Oh, they got away! Did you catch what they... Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. You're right. Maybe she was too scared to...
Well, let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information.
Gemma?
You again.
We just ran into the men who've been threatening, so you...
What? Why?
Sounds like.
That's putting it mildly. It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up. How do I know I can trust?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, because you see, this is a.
Okay.
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he. Do you know where it.
The Fleuve Cendre. But the place was sealed up by the police. I also know that the Fleuve Cendre is dangerous territory.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too.
Okay. All right. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously. With me here, nothing.
Whatever you do, if anything happens to you because...
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Looks like these box... There we go.
this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further. What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
Don't blink!
Hey!
Now disappear!
Whoa. Look. The doll in the box is glowing. There's something written on the card on this doll. Let's take a closer look. Looks like we've reached the end of this route. Shall we try a different one? These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe, aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully... and... presto!
A secret passage!
I'm a magician too, and apparently looks pretty big and...
Nowhere to hide. Incoming. I see everything. Yeah.
Step right up.
Why have you stopped, Lenny?
It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys... If anyone makes a
All right. See you.
The placement of this device...
Seems like we can't step on the same tile twice. Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh? of magic. This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
At one of my shows as a joke, so I told them I wound up saving. 2 children came to talk to me. Anyway, I told them that learning. It seems like something's bothering. Surely he's not upset that I have a good feeling about. They have all sorts of They wanted to call me with time. Gemma thinks so too. It's nearly time for me to go. I once overheard them talking about. It's only been 10 days. They're very tough. They hide things from me too. For example, that's the thing about children. I can sense that they're lying after thinking things over. P.S. I hope P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children are... Oh, Caesar.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Linny and Lynette. So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Linny! Linny?
Shh, hold that thought.
Fishy?
All in good time. First, the magician slots themselves. At this point, a dummy will fall out. Meanwhile, the real magician... Oh no!
Very vivid
The audience's gaze then... Of course, that's just how I think the inventor of this he fell right to the ground, and no one else has ever...
So Caesar's famous Paimon was about to say how cool it was. Wait a second. So if it...
Glad you asked. That brings... This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself. Once the magician's inside, and the box is lifted up and from where they're standing, at this point, he then escapes through this trapdoor onto the...
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined.
Well, there's a little more to it. There's the falling dummy, the many days and nights of... Caesar was a highly accomplished magician.
So... how did...
I can make a pretty good... I looked into the case files. The magic box...
Okay.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. But a magician needs to be able... The essence of magic is... And so... Caesar trained himself to use his right hand, but in his most stressful and nerve-wracking... Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been... But I'm sure he... So he opened the much like when you reach for... Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling... With the stakes being as high as they were. Just...
When in reality, someone's... But how would they be...
It would have to have been someone who knew... Isn't that right?
You just couldn't let sleep. There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this, but I gave you your chance.
You mean Gemma? So you are the...
Yes, although however stubborn she... Which is why you can't leave this...
And voila!
Speed of light! Grow! Sharing my knowledge! Incoming! Hey! Cut to the chase! Hey! Don't blink! Speed of light! Hey!
Step right up! A round of applause!
Everyone hold With sword comes shadow. Don't blink! Hey!
Had enough yet, Lor? I think it's hot.
He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made
So I was jealous.
jealousy. He poured everything into his... But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all. He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their mora. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand, I had to kill him.
And this was your...
It was reason enough. What other...
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play.
In love with Gemma, don't...
Guess I was wrong about...
I am. Caesar was... I never bought into any of that.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief... I stole cheap things?
So, that's the story, huh?
What choice do I have? So be it.
Very well. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo.
At least I can...
Lily has told me the whole story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of
Look who's... What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it. Because there'll be hell to pay.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lenny? Should we start preparing?
Let's rendezvous with Lynette and...
Good point! We should...
Ah, you're back. You were so quick.
You're third? Lynette, come on, we've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not gonna have any room left for dinner now.
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now, but try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no match.
Gosh, that's amazing. I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but
It's okay, we understand, but you don't need to be scared.
I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. I was so afraid. Thank you all.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo... to think that Lola... At least his soul can finally...
If
Don't blame yourself, Gemma.
Yeah, you still have the
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House. This show will be a special...
in Caesar's honor.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna... Wait. Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary! We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Linny and Lynette or not. Linny changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up. Oh well. Guess we'll just have to ask Linny tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
Speed of light! This might hurt a little.
Cha! Gloves off!
Let's dance. Don't blink. Speed of light. Not bad, as far as treasure is concerned.
No two cases are alike. The details guide the story. I'm not a big fan of opera.
do it! Paimon's excited to see another of Linny's magic!
Not this time. My brother's going solo today, so I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies, and the great magician Linny has prepared a spectacular...
Thank you all so...
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
No wonder. So,
Children love magic, and somehow
aw, that sounds...
it was with a flower. I was...
Oh, that's so cute!
Is that right? Then I suppose, after all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
That's right.
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy.
See? Even when the Phantom Weasel, Lorenzo escaped, where is he?
What?
As Linny once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their... But once the bag of tricks is empty and the It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act?
What are you talking about? Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying... There will now be a brief intermission. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please...
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do... This is a big mistake for a magician to make.
Lenny? Don't we have... Lynette accused Gemma of being the real...
All in good time.
Really? What?
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorized... But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police. Of course, she could not simply take this lying... After weighing her options, she set her sights...
So...
Being the master deceiver she was, the Weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box. Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the Weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
But I just have one question.
Don't worry, Lorenzo's... But I never believed that he was the Weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on... Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years. Who would suspect for 1 second that the love...
Wait, so you mean... the whole...
Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Linny, if you're so confident having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But...
An excellent answer.
Is that right?
As a matter of fact, there's one... Why would the real Weasel have targeted things that...
Of course. If I had to guess, Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. She'd scrounge waste paper from... This was her only source of happiness in life. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time... This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain... I detest the I will rob them of
That's some pretty...
Now it all makes...
Does this story satisfy you, Lynn?
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for...
Huh. That's right! Because without that, none of this would have...
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped, Linny. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now?
Very sharp, Well, no need for me to be coy about it. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves. Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall
10 years? Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something?
We remember all our debts. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. But we did not forget. And
what exactly did you take?
Free? Caesar once told me that even though the world... I think that applies to you too. Life took many things from you, and those...
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own... He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason. You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you... But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you...
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Your freedom will cost you dearly.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the... I'm sure you're all wondering what he...
A high-altitude escape?
I'm sure you all remember, but we have now learned that Caesar...
Guess that's my cue to leave. Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you...
Lenny, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secret. You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So,
Like Linny said, when you're ready,
But what about Gemma?
she'll figure out what's best for her soon enough.
All right. Well...
Magicians are thieves, only tear things apart. But
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Linny is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't...
What a heart-stopping magic show! Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Lin... Looks like everyone really loved Linny's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Linny anywhere. Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual hunt. But, oh, you mean the... Yeah, that's probably it. All right, let's go look... Was scared.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenter. I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, sometimes... Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or...
You know...
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers, but I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw was that I needed to learn how to improve. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves, but without...
So that's why you thought...
Yes. We figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us... In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us. Like, for instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, but in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by... What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips. Trust is a beautiful thing.
Linny...
Still worried about the way I feel, but don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth, after Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next we heard of him, that night, I remembered his smile. But to keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, you only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma.
Yeah, cheer up, Winnie. We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. Delicious food, fun toys, and the traveler by my side. Paimon just needs to focus on things like this, and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window. You know, traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?